Things are heating up on the world stage. I have made a point of maintaining composure in light of current events. It hasn't been easy. I find myself focusing inward, trying to find the answers inside. Learning to resource myself in light of what's happening. The greatest challenge that I face is knowing when to reel it in or keep it real. What am I feeling inside? What is coming up for me? And what are my needs when the shit hits the fan? Because the shit is hitting the fan. The shit will always be hitting the fan from this moment onward. It's always been hitting the fan as long as I can remember. It's the shit has been hitting the fan since before the time of Christ. I need to learn how to resource myself. But I'm not alone. There are so many people like myself. I need to remember that I am not alone. Resourcing oneself is something that all of us must learn how to do. This is not a pantomime. This is the real deal. Keeping it real and reeling it in. Learning to tell the difference and knowing when to do. What? Learning when to do what? For example, I wanted to start a cooking school. I figured that if I could affect what people put into their bodies, I could change the world. It's not simply eating healthy food. It's how the food is prepared. I ran into a challenge, however, something that threw me off course. I don't like to cook. Don't like to prepare meals. So I went back to the drawing board and I looked effectively at myself. Do you know how to look at yourself? 'Cause I don't. Why? Why would I try to solve the problems of the world through creating a cooking school if I didn't like to cook? What was I thinking? What was going on? I don't know where I came up with that idea. I do have a hypothesis, however, that I'd like to share. Whenever anything bizarre happens to me, there is one hypothesis that always shows up. It's a hypothesis that I can depend upon. It's a hypothesis that sees me through my momentary confusion. It's a hypothesis that I came across. At an outdoor farmer's market. I don't know how it came to me there, but it did. And I do have a hypothesis about that. Alien abduction. That's the best that I've got. Alien abduction. When I come up with these ideas that don't have any traction in my life, there's no other explanation than alien abduction. Alien abduction. I go to sleep at night. Something happens. I fall asleep. And I wake up. And I know I can just tell that I wasn't in my bed all night long. Now, I used to believe that they could work their magic and affect their change telepathically without me having to be located or relocated into a spaceship, if you will, for lack of a better term. Now, some of the work they do can be affected without relocating the physical body. Like, you can have an extraterrestrial there at your bedside and working its magic on your mind, or you can be abducted. This is not a joking matter. This is a hypothesis. Other people will mock me because it is too outlandish. Other people will get quite upset with me because they have been abducted, and they think that I'm making light of being abducted when I simply have a hypothesis, and I haven't truly been abducted and know it. See, there are different classes of people. Some have been abducted and they are 100% certain they've even been impregnated or had anal sex. They may even have children who are half human and half alien. I don't judge these things. I am very open-minded about alien abduction. I am very open about the possibilities. I have a hypothesis. Because there is no finer explanation for why I want to change the world with a cooking school. And I don't like to cook. I don't like to shop. I don't like to do any of that. Another hypothesis is that I like to conjure hypotheses because I am simply trying to come to terms with this rambunctious world. Come to grips with the madness around me, and I notice that many people do this in many different ways. It's probably true that I haven't been abducted by aliens. Well, it could be true, I don't know. It's also feasible that I am simply conjuring up something that helps me adjust to these turbulent times. At least I'm honest about it. I know far too many people who are not. They get caught up in the whirligig of mentation. They are excessive, fantastical brainiacs. And they really think their maps are real. I have the utmost respect for maps. I do. I really think the world of maps, but there are people, and we know these people. There are people who get lost in the storytelling of their maps. And they confuse the map for the territory. We know. And there are even people, mind you, I'm not put out a nonplussed or judgmental in any way, shape, or form toward these people. But these people, mind you, they know better, but they continue to perform the same fallacy. You know it just as well as me. This fallacy of knowing that the map is not the territory, but continuing to behave and believe as if the map is indeed the territory. I see it. My hypothesis is that these people need my cooking school. If I like to cook, if this hypothesis of alien abduction is real, where would I come up with such a crazy idea? Times are difficult. Times are difficult. Times are difficult. I need a human. I don't want to bring him on the ship. I want to do what I need to do in the bedroom. These human beings are so stressed out all the time. I don't want to bring them on the spaceship. I don't want to. You know, then I have to put on all the makeup. And I have to put on my pumps. And my wings. And my teeth. It's like, come on. Why can't we just show these humans who we are? They're our descendants. Freak them out. It's like putting on a stupid costume is somehow going to be more effective than showing them that we're their forefathers. Or forebears. I don't want that energy on my ship. And I don't want to put on the fucking costume anymore. Okay? I don't want to go down there either. I don't want to do anything. I don't know what I'm saying to you. I see a human being with a lot of potential who is lost, who needs some guidance. I would love to help. He's been praying. He calls me his angel. That's fine. I don't pass judgment. There's a lot going on planet Earth right now. Someone wants to call me an angel, that's fine. Now, I understand the guidelines. You don't have to remind me of the guidelines. The guidelines are here to benefit us, to benefit them. I'm just saying that we might need to tweak the guidelines a little bit. I want to find a way, and I know that we have the technology for this, but I want to find a way to simply put ideas in his head from here, at my console, just to beam them straight into his neocortex. He wakes up the next morning, he's got an idea, he goes, he performs the idea, and he's happy. That's all I want to do. That's what angels do. That's what we're here for. My only issue is that if we don't bring him on board the ship, I can't avail myself of the more sophisticated technology that we have here. Just the telepathic communion is great, but he's sleeping. So there's a lot that gets lost in translation. I format the dream, he dreams, his neocortex translates the dream, and a lot is lost. The other day I wanted to help him out, and he woke up thinking that he was going to be opening a cooking school. Cooking school. This guy doesn't know how to cook. He doesn't care about that. So, I don't want him stinking up the ship with his Homo sapiens odor. I don't want him here because he's just got that stench of stress. I don't want these human pheromones all over my ship. My transmission is not going through. If these people are going to pray to us, I want to help them. I want to help them. They're not doing too well right now. A lot of forces on this planet that are very, very inimical to the well-being of its people. But I do not want to go down there. I will not go down there. That planet is a cesspool. It's a pit of vipers, a den of evil. Evil. Now I know that our enemies have got their foothold. I don't know how that happened, to be honest with you. How did our enemies get a foothold down here? How are they able to be so manipulative in such a physical way and psychological way that here we are trying to rectify their malfeasance and not wanting to stink up our ships with the pheromones of a stressful human? We can do better. We must do better. I want to delegate this responsibility to the most capable member of my crew. I want you to come up with some type of psycho-spiritual technology where my transmission is not interfered with by this crazy dreaming of the human being. Maybe we think outside of the proverbial box here. A box that shows up in every civilization. We have discerned that these human beings do not receive our transmissions while they're awake. There's too much competing static interference with our signal. We have decided to use a transmission during the sleep state, during the dreaming state, because the mind is active, whereas in the dreamless state, the mind is not active and does not receive any incoming signal. The signal simply goes through as if the antennae are collapsed for the evening. Those are the three states that we have. Are there any assumptions we're making that are incorrect? Can we transmit to humans during their waking state? Will they inevitably experience interference so that our transmission is defeated? Is there a way to transmit to those humans when they're in deep sleep? Or is there a way to transmit information while they dream, but not have the information distorted by the dream? I do not want these people waking up believing that they must open cooking schools. That would defeat my intention. Any suggestions? Any suggestions? I understand that our assumptions are thousands of years old, but I want to give them a new review. They need our help. Now, it is possible, something I have considered, that if everyone on this ship works together to create a unified field of coherence that is quite potent, it is information rich, information dense, and so that when it penetrates into the neocortex of the dreaming human, it's not distorted, but goes through clean and powerful. I have an idea. I'm sorry. I don't... Where is this coming from? I have an idea. I do not know who this is. It's me. Who are you? The one you sent a dream to about creating a cooking school. What? Yes, it's me. How are you communicating with me at this moment? I'm dreaming of you. Okay. How nice. Yes, it is nice. I'm so neurotic during the day, but in this dream I feel so good. Yes, never meant to send you a dream of opening a cooking school. I know that it's not something you'd like to do. No, I don't know why my mind translated your transmission as cooking school, but it did. Bring me on board. Let me meet your crew. I promise I'll behave. Well, your dreaming mind is quite convinced you'll behave, and I understand that. But your waking ego, you will stink up my ship. You will stink it up. You humans have no control. It's quite a stench of stress. Bring me on your ship when I'm dreaming, and communicate with me when I'm dreaming. Don't send it from the ship to the surface of the earth. There's too much distortion. Let me dream in the spaceship as you fly around the stars. You'll find that there is a kind of consciousness that will blow your mind, even though you're so much more advanced than me, than any of us. The dreaming human mind, traveling through outer space, connected to extraterrestrials who are his forebears. Imagine the possibilities.